Kamaka,
Aria Nojima.
Taryn Baker.
There are two reasons you block in volleyball. The first reason is obvious.
To block the ball from coming over the net.
The other reason is to funnel the attacks to specific spots on the court where the defense should be waiting. The blocking motion requires the athlete to stand with their hips and shoulders square to the net, and their feet should be shoulder width apart. They must bend their knees slightly so that they can move quickly in either direction. Their arms should be flexed, their elbows should be bent to about 90 degrees, and their palms should be facing the net at about eye level. The bones of the ankle include the tibia, the fibula, and the talus. The ligaments of the ankle are broken up into two sections, the lateral collateral and the medial collateral, or deltoid ligament. The lateral collateral ligament group can be broken into the anterior talofibular ligament, the calcaneofibular ligament, the talocalcaneal ligament, the posterior talocalcaneal ligament, and the posterior talofibular ligament. The medial collateral or deltoid ligament group is made up of the tibionavicular ligament, the calcaneotibial ligament, the anterior tibial ligament, and the posterior tibial ligament. The muscles of the ankle include the gastrocnemius, the soleus, the tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum longus, the flexor hallucis longus, peroneus fibularis longus, peroneus fibularis brevis, peroneus fibularis tecius, the extensor digitorum longus, the extensor hallucis longus, the tibialis anterior.
The bones of the knee are the femur, tibia, fibula, and patella. The ligaments of the knee are anterior cruciate ligament, posterior cruciate ligament, medial collateral ligament, and lateral collateral ligament. The muscles of the knee can be broken into anterior and posterior sections. The anterior section is called the quadricep muscle, which include rectus femoris, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, vastus intermedius. Posterior section is called hamstrings, which include the popliteus, biceps femoris, semimembranosus, and semitendinosus.
The elbow joint consists of the ulna, the radius, and the humerus. It is classified as a ginglymus or hinge-type joint that allows only flexion and extension. The ligaments are the ulnar collateral ligament, the radial collateral ligament, and the annular ligament. The muscles of the elbow can be broken up into the anterior and posterior groups. The anterior muscles include the biceps brachii, brachialis, brachioradialis, and pronator teres. The posterior group includes the triceps brachii and the anconeus.
In the stance phase, the ankle is in anatomical position.
The knees are slightly flexed.
The elbow joint is slightly flexed with the forearms pronated. In volleyball, this is called the ready position.
The preparatory stage requires the ankle to be in 15 to 20 degrees of dorsiflexion. The type of contraction that is taking place at the ankle at this time is isometric. Although the foot is in dorsiflexion, all the muscles of the lower leg become stabilizers.
The knees are fully flexed in squat-like position of 90 degrees. This is creating an eccentric contraction. During this phase, the body is getting lowered, so its potential energy decreases.
There is no change in the elbow joint from the stance phase to the preparatory phase.
The movement stage requires the ankle to be in 30 to 50 degrees plantar flexion. The ankle will be in concentric contraction in this phase to drive the body upwards.
The knees are in full extension. This is creating a concentric contraction. During this phase, the body is accelerating upward rapidly, so its kinetic energies increase.
During this phase, the elbows move from flexion to full extension. The muscles eccentrically contract until the joint is fully extended. Once the joint reaches its limit, the muscles are in isometric contraction.
In this phase, the athlete goes from loaded to airborne. In the follow-through stage, the ankle will be in 20 to 30 degrees of relaxed plantar flexion. This will be a slight concentric contraction.
The knees return to a flexed position. This is creating an eccentric contraction. During this phase, the body returns to potential energy.
The follow-through phase is the retraction of the elbows from full extension back into flexion.
The recovery stage is when the ankle returns to 15 to 20 degrees of dorsiflexion. The ankle will be in eccentric contraction in this phase because it absorbs all the weight of the body.
The knees are slightly flexed, providing an eccentric contraction.
In the recovery phase, the elbow joint is fully retracted into the flexed position with the forearms pronated.
In the game of volleyball, blocking is critical to stopping a hard-hit ball from coming over the net. The actions of each joint make it possible for the athlete to perform their duty. The ankle, knee, and elbow are crucial elements in creating a successful block.
Go. Aria Nojima.
No! There is no change in the elbow.
The preparatory stage requires the ankle to be in 15 to 20 degrees. They must stand with their knees slightly bent so that they can move in quickly in either direction.
During this phase, the elbows move from flexion to full extension. The muscles
In the follow-through stage, the ankle is in a relaxed plantar flexion and will be in a 20 to 30 degrees of flexion.
Yeah.